What's up, y'all? It's Gage. We're back. I'm gonna show y'all today how I like to mount my turkey fans, a step-by-step process, so y'all stick around. All right, y'all, this is a turkey I killed a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure how much he weighed, but he had a 10 1/4 inch beard with a 1 1/16 inch spurs. So he was a pretty good one. But anyways, I'm not going to be showing y'all how I clean the turkey and get all this prepped for drying process. But basically all you want to do is get all of the meat that you can, meat and fat, off of this turkey fan, because it's going to speed the process up a lot. And you don't really got to worry about the beard too much. There's not much fat on it, but you still stick it in borax. A lot of people use salt, but I like to use borax. Works great. And then on the spurs, I just cut those off the legs about I don't know, 1/2 inch up from where the spur starts. And you gotta pull some tissue and fat, your tendon, out of these legs. And then I like to shake borax down in there to get those drying, that way they don't stink. But anyways, when you get your turkey fan all spread out the way you like it, you just weigh it down with whatever you have later in the house. This is what I had. It's a cookbook and some trash bags. A lot of people will pin their fan to like cardboard with thumbtacks, and that works great too. But this is just the way I like to do it. So I'll get back with y'all in a minute. All right, y'all. So the next step in doing this is I want to get all this excess borax off of this fan, beards, and spurs. I'm gonna get all this cleaned up to get it ready for the final product. And I'll be using Bondo. This is a really good product. Basically, you'll spread this all over where the fat and tissue was, and give it a hard surface for you to screw into or drill into your mount or whatever you're attaching your fan to. So I'll get all this cleaned up and I'll get back with you. All right, y'all. We got the turkey fan all cleaned up, all the borax off. Got it looking good. And that borax does a great job of hardening the seal. This stuff's rock hard. It's been sitting for about 2 weeks. And you can see it's holding its shape just fine. But I'm gonna put this Bondo on it to really harden it up. That way I can attach it to the piece of the plaque that I picked out. I got this off of Etsy. It was like 48 bucks, but it's a arrowhead with a turkey foot, so that's gonna turn out really good. It's gonna look great. But on this epoxy, I met this Bondo. If you've never used Bondo, it's 2 parts. You got your hardener cream and then you got the putty. And what you do is you take some of your putty and a little bit of your hardener cream and you just mix it up real good. And depending on how much of this hardener cream you put in, the quicker it's gonna set up. So you don't wanna waste any time getting it all put on there. But I'm gonna be spreading it out with a butter knife. This is my girlfriend. She's probably gonna kill me for doing this, but should be all right. So, all right, y'all. I just got an old Amazon package that I'm gonna spread this Bondo out on, so that way I can just roll it up and throw it away when I get finished. You just want to get you a screwdriver, pop this cap off. This stuff right here to get you high. It smells like paint. Get you a good little bit of Bondo. Alright, when you're doing this, you want to be sure that you don't get this on any of the feathers that you want to show. So you want to keep it here where it's going to be hidden behind that plaque. So just be careful when you're placing this stuff. And you don't have to put it super thick. You get about 1/8 of an inch thick, 1/4 inch thick, and just spread it. Should look a little something like that when you get done with it. But you need to do the front and the back as well. So I'm gonna flip this over. What's up, y'all? All right, it's the next day. I've let this Bondo cure completely on the front and the back. It's done hardened really well. So here's the supplies that you're gonna need. You're gonna need your mounting plate. You'll need a drill if you wanna do it the way I do it. 2 small screws. I prefer black. You can get silver or black. You'll need your spurs, your beard, and your shotgun shell that you killed your turkey with. You'll need a small punch, something like this, and a hot glue gun and a hammer. All right, y'all, so we're gonna start by drilling these 2 little black screws into the side of our mount, wherever we want to hang our spurs at our shotgun shell. So you just don't want to do them in the middle because your beard's gonna hang. So you just want to do them somewhere out here on the edge, make it even, make it look good. So I'm gonna do mine about right here. You don't want to screw those all the way in. You want to leave enough for it to hang on your twine. I'm going to try to do this other one at about the same spot on the other side. Looks about right. All right, so that looks pretty good. And we got that done. We're gonna let this hot glue gun keep heating up. Now we're gonna make our spur hangers. So you wanna just take you a little bit of this, get your knife. I'd say about this much. Cut that. Now you just wanna run this through the top hole of your spur, where the tendon was. All right, you got that ran through like that. Well, and first, before you do that, just go ahead and measure this line that you just cut and cut you another one identical to it for the other side. Now we got 2. So now all you want to do is tie you a knot. Double knot it. You do this length however much you want it to hang. I don't want mine to hang very much, so I'm going to keep it about right there. I'm going to trim this excess. And it'll look something like this. And once you get these finished, you will just hang them on your mount, just like this. All right, y'all, we got the spurs finished. I ended up going back and making these shorter. I like for them not to hang very much, so we got those ready. Now we're gonna jump over to shotgun shell and how I'm gonna hang this. And this is where your punch will come into play. So basically all I'm wanting to do is punch this primer out of the shotgun shell. And what you'll do is you'll stick that punch on the inside of your shell and then take your hammer and you just want to beat it out. Sometimes they come out easy, sometimes they come out hard. Just play with it until you get it. But you got to have it lined up perfectly on that punch. There it went, just shot out across the room. So you see that hole right there? And you may have to go in there and drill out a little bit with a drill bit if it broke that primer. Then again, you may not. All right, so now what you want to do, once you get that primer knocked out and the hole drilled out, you're going to take your tag ends of your twine and run them through the top of your shell. Because what I'm wanting to do is hide the knot. I don't want my knot to show. So then, once you get those pulled through, just tie your knot. Double knot it so it doesn't come undone. See how much you want it to hang. You're gonna guesstimate it. Say about right there. Then you want to cut these tag ends so they don't hang out the bottom of your shell. Then you want to take the top and pull it back through. And there you go. Now you got your shotgun shell that you can hang from the same screw that you hung your spurs. And it'll look something like that. All right, now, so I'm getting ready to glue my fan. Most people would screw through their fan into their plaque, but I like to do hot glue, so that way if I ever wanted to take this apart, I could without damaging the fan. So what you want to do is just goop you up a bunch of hot glue onto your plaque and the back of your, or the front of your fan. And then essentially you're just gonna set it straight down, line it up, make sure everything lines up good for you, and then stick it into place and let it dry. All right, y'all, we're gooping this hot glue up, getting it good and hot, so that it sticks really good. Put some on our fan as well. You want to be pretty quick about this because this stuff dries quick. And you want to stick this straight down. Make sure you got it lined up where you want it. And then you're just going to hold that in place until it dries. All right, now that the fan's done drying, we're going to hang the beard. As you can see, there's a little slot right here inside of this mount. And what I want to do is pump it full of hot glue wherever you want your beard to lay. Put some on the end of your beard as well. Then you just want to slide it in there. And make sure you have it where you want it to sit before that hot glue dries. Then I'll just pump a little bit more in there to hold it in place. Just don't pump too much to where it starts to come out on you. Now we'll just let that dry. All right, lastly, y'all, we got everything ready. Now, all I'm gonna do is screw these screws in, screw them all the way into the wood with that twine behind them so that it'll hold them in place. So that way, if you gotta take it off the wall or anything, these won't fall off, they'll stay in place because the screw's gonna hold them. That's it. All right, y'all, there you go. That's your final product. Hope y'all enjoyed it.